In some houses, it is not spirits that dwell, but regret itself that takes form. It was 5 in the evening when I stood before the rusted door of Haroun's absent house. That's what the locals called it. Not because he was dead, but simply because he was absent for years. No one had seen him. No one had heard from him. Yet strangely, they still avoided talking about him as if he returned at night to check on his neglected garden. I had received a cryptic message bearing an illegible signature, offering me a 10-day stay in this house in exchange for documenting the strange phenomena within. It was sent by someone nameless, with only an address scrawled in an old, slanted script in black ink, to Dr. Victor Graves, researcher of all that should not be researched. This kind of invitation is not refused, not because it's tempting, but because, quite simply, it's only sent when there's something that wants to be discovered or unleashed. Haroun's house is located on the edge of a city drained of life, a street with broken sidewalks, every house sealed shut with metal doors. The neighborhood itself seems like a dying entity, devoid of sounds, where no leaves flutter. The air is disturbingly still, as if time stopped here the last time someone entered this house. I grasped the iron handle of the door. It was colder than it should have been. I opened the door and found myself facing a long corridor that reeked of dampness and waiting. The house doesn't seem abandoned, but it's not inhabited either. Everything is in its place, but something is missing. It's as if the house itself is in mourning. On this first night, I didn't sleep. I sat in the front room, watching the shadows shift on the walls and taking notes. Nothing supernatural yet, except for the silence. But I swear I saw something move behind the mirror hanging in the hallway. Something that wasn't my reflection. I smiled. This kind of night is what keeps me going. Or perhaps, this is exactly what will make me regret it. I woke up without remembering falling asleep, which doesn't happen to me often. I was sitting on the leather armchair near the cold fireplace, my left eyelid twitching strangely. The clock read 6:03 a.m., and the house was silent as the dead. I began my morning tour by inspecting the ground floor. The floorboards creaked as if groaning under the weight of my memory. Nothing moved. No windows were open. No signs of intrusion. Only the air, as if it were being recycled inside the mouth of a dying patient. In the kitchen, I found a note in a neat, dry hand. Do not look in the mirror after sunrise. I don't have any mirrors in the kitchen, but I looked into the reflective glass of the oven and wished I hadn't. My reflection was incomplete. My hands appeared, my head was there, but I didn't see my eyes. Beyond logic? Perhaps. But I am a doctor of failed logic in the face of what lies beyond. I spent the day analyzing the contents of the house. Shelves full of books on black philosophy, notebooks filled with faceless human figures, and cassette tapes with random dates written on them. I listened to one of them, a faint voice of a man whispering in Latin, then a woman's laughter, then a soft tapping, then a long silence as if the tape had only recorded the emptiness itself. In the evening, I decided to try the mirror in the hallway. I stood before it after sunset and replayed the scene from the previous night. This time I didn't see anything move, but I noticed that my reflection was half a second behind me, as if I existed in 2 dimensions. I wrote in my notebook, "The mirror doesn't reflect, it records. Something here is watching me, or trying to learn me. At 1 in the morning, the mirrors began to emit low whispers, not clear, but resembling my voice when I talk to myself in a voice I don't dare to say aloud. Tonight, I will sleep in the room that contains no mirrors, or at least that's what I thought. I woke up to the sound of movement, not outside the room, but inside my head, as if someone was tampering with the threads of my dreams and stuffing them with things I had never seen before. A room with a single bed, but in every corner of it, another bed. When I opened my eyes, I found myself in a room I hadn't slept in, different from the one I had closed the door to yesterday. No windows, no rug, and the paintings on the wall changed every time I blinked. In the first blink, it was a picture of a smiling man. I blinked again, and his mouth was wide open as if screaming silently. Another blink, and he disappeared. I stood in the middle of the room, focusing my sight on the exit door. I swear it slowly approached me. I felt the wall behind me and found a roughness that wasn't there yesterday. A sticky note that read, "Keep your eyes open no matter what." A traditional scare tactic? Perhaps, if the note wasn't inside my skin. I opened the door of the room and found the upper floor as it was. Almost. Only everything seemed as if it had undergone a reversal. The pictures on the walls were inverted as if printed from inside a mirror. Even the titles of the books were flipped. The madness beyond the frame. Not me, but the reflection. I tried to go downstairs, but I noticed something else more terrifying. Every time I closed my eyes for a moment and opened them, the number of steps on the staircase changed. Once 12, once 15, then once I found myself descending endlessly. Until I heard a voice from below. "Don't blink, Victor. Don't sleep." I ran back to the room and began to write as fast as I could. I suffer from eye strain and a burning dryness, but I don't dare to sleep, because I'm sure that when I give in, I won't wake up in the same place. At 3 in the morning, I woke up to the sound of footsteps above me. Yes, above me. But my room is on the top floor, and the last thing I checked was that there was no one above the roof, and there is no third floor. The footsteps were not heavy, but hesitant, as if their owner was not sure he should be walking there. They stopped suddenly. Then a sharp scraping sound began, as if someone was drawing something with a nail on the ceiling of the room. I turned on my flashlight and began to walk slowly towards the stairs leading to the roof of the house. During that, I noticed a disturbing thing. All the doors that I had closed yesterday were now open, but by only an inch, as if someone had only taken a quick look. I reached the roof. No one. But what caught my attention was not the emptiness, but the presence of something new that hadn't been there before. An old rocking chair, facing the edge of the roof. When I approached, it began to move slowly, as if the chair was moving on its own, and on its armrest, an inscription carved with precision. "I see you, Doctor. Graves." I went back down, descending with heavy steps, and at the first step, I heard a faint voice coming from inside my pocket. I took out the audio recorder that I always carry with me during sound investigations, and was surprised to find that the recording had been running since midnight, even though I hadn't activated it. I played it to listen, and my voice came to me. Yes, my voice, talking to someone. "Who are you? What do you want?" Then silence, followed by a hum that gradually turned into words. "We do not inhabit here. We enliven this place." I closed the phone violently. I don't know if the voice is real or part of a grand deception being woven for me. But one thing has become clear. The house is not just trying to scare me, it's trying to talk, and I will have to answer, even if forced.